of artistry that is not just me. It's all of these amazing people that make up this show. It says created by me, but it is a village, it is a community, it is a family. And that also involves all the people that watch the show and talk about the show and tweet about the show or recap the show or shade the show and criticize the show. They're all a part of the ecosystem. And I don't want to do this without anybody.
I mean, when somebody offers you a gift, you should take it.
What's up, everybody? What is up? We are back to talk about the mid-season finale of The Chi, and it definitely was a mid-season finale. Tamika, what is up, girl? What is up?
Hello, hello, hello.
So what was your vibe? How was you feeling about this episode?
No, I will say first and foremost that they gave a very good send-off to Kevin. I like that. That brung it up for me a little bit. I felt like, the send-off for him was good. And as far as Jake, I said he was my MVP because he just seemed like he was dropping gems through the whole episode. I was like, somebody, the young guys, I just finished saying this. I was on VKJ for a minute. Actually could teach the older ones, a few things. They have more sense in a lot of ways. But I love the send-off for Kevin and the fact that he actually, was able to get out in something positive because my blood pressure was kind of going up. I was worried, sometimes we have those situations where they trying to get out, they trying to do a good thing. I mean, even with Keisha and how everything happened with her and she wasn't able to go to school. So with everything we had going on, I was a little nervous. Like, I need to see him actually leaving and know that nothing ain't going to happen to him. And of course, it made it even more just like, wow, is this like really the end of it all? Because, Alex, the boy that plays Kevin, this was his final thing. Like right after the episode, I ended up seeing him putting up a post on social media. Some of the other actors putting up their post to him. I started seeing different videos where I guess he just wants to be able to move on to some other things. He feels like, he's had his time with playing Kevin. And I ain't mad at that. Hope to see him in his future endeavors. I think he's going to go really, really far. But at the same time, it was like, wow, so he really is leaving. Like, this was our goodbye to him as well. So that made that more emotional, But some of the other things I said in my review, they could have called this episode Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest. They was working my nerves.
Absolutely. Yeah, I already know they was doing a lot. I was like, really? Like, that's what we gonna do? Yeah. But let's go ahead and jump into the episode. At the very beginning of the episode, we're going to start out with Keisha and Emmett. They are still on, opposite ends right now. She's still a little upset. He's upset. They both mad. And they both have good reason to be upset with each other because they both did some stuff that wasn't necessarily right as far, like each one of them had some fault into it. But then he does a really nice gesture. And next thing you know, they making up kind of sort of. So... it was just an interesting little part to see these two go from, hot to cold. But when it was all said and done, Keisha was like, if you don't know why I'm mad at you, then why are we even talking about this? And then he was pretty much on the same page. So they still literally solved nothing. So, it is what it is. What's up to everybody that came through? Thank you guys for coming through. What's up, Candy Love? We appreciate you guys. So anyway, let's move on to these jokers right here. Now, when you say Dumb and Dumber, it was like a bunch of sets of Dumb and Dumbers throughout this. Yeah, what I felt like. Right here, where we got Zay and Nuck, and it feels like Zay is. It feels like Zay is wanting to prove something. Like he's trying to outdo Nuck all the time. It's so weird. They're so awkward. I think I'm sorry. But I don't know. What do you think about these two?
Yeah, it's almost like siblings that get mad at each other, or one is getting attention or whatever. They over here cheesing from ear to ear because Duda's happy that he found somewhere where they could wash the money. But what was even more interesting to me than just him, cheesing and Nut kind of giving him the evil eye is the fact that Duda then turns around and tells Nut, oh, well, your negotiation skills should have been better. Yeah, I told you to do that, but You should have known how to handle it without it having to come to that. And it's like, seriously, dude, if that's the case, then your negotiation skills should have been better. Like, if you don't get out of here.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that was just like annoying me.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought about too. I was like, dude, really, it's your negotiation skills because you the leader, you the one who should have had this under control. Like he shouldn't have had to do that. So it is what it is. So we're gonna move on to Tiff and Rob. So I don't know if I want to call them Dumb and Dumber. He got another partner with his Dumb and Dumber. But Tiff finally finds out about what the deal was, the deal in order for them to get this money. And she immediately tells him, like, we could have found another way. We wouldn't have done that. And I've always been preaching this. People need to communicate. Like, just because you think what somebody wants, it may be different if you tell them the circumstances behind it. Because I know for me, if it was something I'd be like, I might have wanted it, but if you tell me the circumstances, I might be all like, nah, I don't want it that much. Never mind. Let's do a different way. What you think about these two and him confessing?
I mean, really, I feel two ways about it. One hand, he could have told her from the beginning. Other hand, you should have kept it to yourself. I feel like too many people be talking too much. Same thing I said about Vic. Vic was telling everybody and their mother about the situation after a while. I was like, please don't tell anybody else. And with you knowing how your mother is and saying the comment that you say to her about my mama is, make Duda look like a freaking walking in the park or whatever the heck he said. Then your mother and you know that this is not something that you should be telling Tiff about. So you kind of put her in danger by telling her. So it was like, should you really have even said anything at this point? Because what can you do? Y'all already took the money. Y'all already spent the money, or before she was like, oh, can't you go to your mother? Your mother got money. And it was supposed to be this reason why he wasn't messing with his family like this whole time. So unfortunately, it's kind of like too late, like you said.
Yeah, it is too late. It's definitely too late. What up, Shannon? Let's see here. So, oh man, this was such a cute little part here. Now, I don't know if you looked at the South Side. I can't think of the whole name of the show, but it's another Showtime show, but it's funny. That show funny.
Yeah, I haven't seen like all the episodes, and I didn't realize the after the fact because I was like, what the hell kind of movie is this? I was like, this is so ghetto. But I am familiar with it. I do know what show that is. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool that they incorporated that into it. Because I definitely was like, I would have had to tell him, like, get the hell up out of here. What are you doing? Then he had to notice that we about to go out of business.
I know. I thought this was so funny, which is the reason why I brought that up, because I was like, okay, so they integrated one of the Chicago shows, but they integrate the Chicago shows that people want them to integrate.
Right.
But this was cute that they integrated it. I thought it was funny because dude is crazy hilarious on that show. DeMarcus says Tiff is the younger version of Alicia in looks. Oh, okay. Yeah, she definitely. I can see that. I can see that. So this was the makeup, and this is when they realized that they ain't really getting nowhere. We can go past that one because we already talked about that. Now let's talk about this right here. What you think about this situation right here? Kind of break this down for us.
I understood it. It's like a tough situation because in the beginning when we kept hearing Papa gonna have this older woman, and then when they introduced us and we started learning about her, I just kind of felt like, okay, she ain't that much older. This is a different spin. We both pre-K kids. We seem like we got these different things, and of course they threw the child into the mix, which definitely did make a little bit of a difference. But I feel like right now Papa's just still struggling with his grief and with that last argument. Like that's gonna be stuck in his head to know the last words that his dad said to him. So I do feel like he's making a lot of these choices right now, not necessarily because he thinks that's what's best for him, but because he knows that's what his dad was saying to him. And so therefore he's gonna just, continue to go with it. And I could understand her saying like that. Now my feelings is hurt because I really, didn't want to open up and let you in a certain way. So whether you were meaning to hurt me or not, I am hurt, But I don't know that Papa was ready to take on a position of being like a stepfather in a serious relationship.
Yeah.
So
that part is very true. What's up, Moochie? What's up, Moochie? We miss you up here. Hope you start to get feeling better, ma'am.
Yes.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. As far as I felt the same exact way when it came to these two. I understood both sides of it, but I definitely hope that Papa starts to live for Papa eventually once he can kind of get through and just kind of because Jake wasn't trying to push it, but there is going to be a point when Jake does say something and he ain't trying to just drive it in because he know where he's at. So he didn't try to he didn't keep harping on it, but he was right. You know what I'm saying? Like this is your life. You just because someone dies doesn't mean that you have to now, because we don't know if the dad would have come back around on this. Right. That may have been how he felt for the moment, but once he got to know her, he would as someone who is of the faith and of the cloth, he possibly more than likely should have, is what I'm gonna say, gave her a chance at some point because because of what the Bible says and all that type of stuff. And he wouldn't have been so quick to judge and he may have come back around. So that's my thing with it, is that Papa is only going off of that initial thing. And this could be the initial shock of a parent, not necessarily a man of the faith. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, we have to think about that, but that's not where Papa is right now. So yeah, definitely we shall see. These two right here, there was a point when I really didn't care about Kevisha. Like it really didn't matter to me either way, but I don't know. These two kind of got my heart a little bit. Like I was just here for Kevisha all of a sudden. I was like, you know what? I like this. I like the fact that Kevin is in love, and I like the fact that they gave Kevin this amazing send off. Let him come back around to the one person that, that he didn't like in the beginning. Like it was crazy. And all of these flashbacks, these were some of the best moments of this particular episode. So, are you still not caring about Kevisha, or are you here for it?
I'm not mad at it. My biggest thing was is I didn't want us to go back down the road of like, we're friends and you betrayed me, you lied to me. Now we got to have a reason to have, an argument and have friendships fall apart again. But once Papa, wasn't caring, and I never felt like it was a reason for Gemma to have anything to say about it. And we all was just kind of like, moving on from it and saying, well, what are you going to do about Maisha if you're moving away and things of that nature? And we see the connection that him and Maisha have. It was fine with me, And I thought that this conversation was realistic. I tell you, these kids be having grown people conversations, because she was like, when you move away and you doing long distance, things change, and it does. You never know. You may not do it purposely, but you may start to feel a different way. And just her saying, like, if you do, let me know. And, can't be mad at that.
Exactly. It's like they communicate better than the adults.
Yes. They do.
Now let's move on to these jokers right here. So there's going to be a conversation that happens with Emmett. He needs to get money in order to get Duda off, to get himself out of this mess that he has got himself into. He needs money. And I'm going to lie to you, Tamika, this particular part, I was proud of Darnell. Like, I wasn't mad at how Darnell came at Emmett. How did you feel about this scene?
Yeah, I appreciated this. Look, we all know that Darnell wasn't around when Emmett was younger. He talks about it all the time. It's not like he tries to pretend to be something that he's not, but he's also shown that I'm here now. I'm stepping up, and whatever you need from me, I got you. And at the same time, it was like Emmett just wanted him to, be there with the money. Like, oh, I'm sorry that I had y'all worry. I'm sorry that it's so much money. And he was letting him know it's not about the money, but it's the fact that you even made these choices, and choices have, consequences. It's like he just wanted to help, but he didn't want to have to hear nothing from him. And I felt like this was kind of awkward for Jada too. She was just kind of like, all right, you two, because she's kind of used to it just being her and Emmett for all these years. So this is a whole different dynamic too, to have them be married now, living in the same house, and all of them kind of sitting down to conversate with Emmett together and let him know, like, we got your back. But at the same time, Darnell told him, I done been through what you've been through and 20 times that. Like, what you talking about? It's not about him being perfect or anything like that, but it's also about him letting him know, like, kind of admit that you messed up, stand in it. You did this, you made poor choices, you knew who the hell dude I was. So yeah.
Exactly. That part, exactly. Derry says that Emmett and Rob are two bubbling fools. It was a funny crime that wasn't trying to be funny. And Jai says, I'm surprised that Jada didn't have much to say. Jai, I hope I'm saying that right.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't as shocked. I was actually quite proud of Jada because as she's stepping into her new role as being wife and she's still Emmett's mom at the same time, this was not the place at all for her to try to be like, to try to come between them. When they weren't together, she's used to that because she's always been the one that's parenting Emmett. But now that Darnell is back in the picture, you know what I'm saying? And now that they have these new dynamics, it was the appropriate thing for her to do, to step back. She's about to say something, but she quickly caught herself and just
she definitely because that's how she was at first, kind of like, wait a minute, intense, and then I think she just said, like, let this be, a man-to-man, father-son conversation. And he basically told him, like, sit your behind down, I'm gonna go take care of this. That's it. End the discussion.
Exactly. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this particular thing. I know this was one of the things that my husband and I talked about, that this was one of the parts that really stood out. And he was like, yeah, I like the way Darnell, put his foot down, asserted himself, and just told him what the real was. Forget all that. It's okay, baby. He's like, that's what the mama do. He said, nah, his daddy needed to tell him, nah, this is what it is. You did, this is why. So I enjoyed it. That was a good scene. This right here go another dumb. Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy, girl. When you saw this scene, did you know that he sent that text to the wrong person? Because I did.
Yes. As soon as he sent it, I said that did not go to Tierra. And the fact that he was just standing here still going through the motions. I know we was going, shout out to Inga. I know a couple of weeks back we was saying, why is he still thinking about this daggone girl? And you was even saying, like, oh, in the meeting, I don't think he necessarily was meaning that. I think he was just trying to, like, distract or change it or something to that effect. But baby, he was so mad at her being there with Marcus, with her giving the he huffing and puffing, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, clearly this girl has moved on. She not thinking about you not one bit. And why did you need to send a text? Like, it's clear that you are with who you're with now, and she's with who she's with now. It was no need for no text. I said that could have stayed in the drafts. And then to be like, oh, it was an amazing night, and I'm just going to leave it as that, an amazing night. I'm like, are you serious right now, Rashad? I just could not understand where his brain was at with that.
Okay. You know what it was for me? It was the name inside the text message. If you send the text message to the person, why do you need to put their name in the text message? I don't understand. I personally don't write text like that. So, and maybe some people do, but that's not how I write my text messages. If I'm sending it to you, it should be known that I'm talking to you.
Yeah, unless it's like a group message, and then I want to let the specific person know. And I have texted the wrong person before, and it wasn't in a situation like this, so it can happen. But I just was like, Rashad, are you freaking serious right now? And the fact that he went through the whole day without noticing anything.
Exactly. That was so crazy to me. I'm just like, okay, let it go. And Tierra is clearly annoyed by him. She probably in her mind, like, what was I thinking? Why did I even do this? And I'm like, dude, like, you need to let this go, because right now you got a woman that's willing to let you live with her in your situation. I'm not shading his situation because anybody can end up in situations like that. But what I'm saying is this, is that, Negro, you need to be acting right at this point, because right now you ain't got a lot going on, and she's standing by you. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to just let that go. Tierra has moved on. It's over.
Yeah, that made absolutely no sense.
This part. So there were a lot of conversations that were happening, and like you said, it seemed like the kids had some of the most some of the best conversations, some of the most adult conversations, and the adults had some of the most non-adult conversations. But we had several conversations. We had the conversation between Tiff and Emmett when she doesn't know what to do because Rob won't listen to her. So of course she goes to Emmett, even though I don't know why she thinks Rob is going to listen to Emmett. But this was just the way they needed to bring these two together. I get that, but it just was like, I don't know why she think he gonna listen to him, but okay, we gonna let that ride. And then there was the other conversation where they actually go to Trig. I'm gonna call him Trig because that's who he about to be Trig again. But they go to Victor, to get help. What do you think about all this?
Listen, I'm sorry, but these people be annoying me. Like, first of all, him and Rob don't even get down like that. Outside of it being family functions or like, when it was something about the child and we was all coming together. And I did give them credit when we first kind of saw them the beginning of the season. It was like, oh, it seems like they are, at least able to kind of talk with each other and be sensible and co-parent and things of that nature. But outside of that, it ain't like we see in Rob and Emmett going for drinks or nothing. So that's one thing. Then the other thing, like you said, why would he listen to him? And you just finished telling us, okay, a couple weeks back, sis, when the car got broken into, that Emmett is not your protector and you ain't got to talk to him and you ain't got to tell him nothing. But now we going to flip it and we going to be like, but this is not just about him. It's about me and your son too. And whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I was just like, and then throw it in Emmett's face like, oh, I heard about you getting dragged up and down these streets left and right, lady. So it was like you was dissing him, but asking him for help at the same time. And I'm like, if you heard about that and he has his own problems with Doodah, then how the hell is he supposed to come and help Rob with any problems that he's having? It just didn't make sense for me. I got where they was going and why they probably decided to throw that part in the mix. And then he literally goes and does the opposite of what you asked him to do. So
the exact opposite. I said, well, that conversation didn't go well.
Right.
So anyway, when we have the conversation with Trig, because I forgot about that, he basically just say he don't want no parts of it. It's basically not what he want to do. And Emmett and Rob
and told both of them that they not about that life. He was like, you grew up in a rich big house with your mama and daddy. Sit your butt down somewhere. Yes, Inga, Emmett, Shot, and Rob, all stupid. I said the name of the episode should have been Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest, okay? Because that's what it was given. I just can't. Oh, God.
They was all doing the most. So then we have this party, and like you said, I'm loving the way that they're sending Kevin off in this mid-season, which tells us, I guess, that, this next half of the season, we ain't gonna see Kevin, y'all. Like,
yeah, he's gone.
He don't really have a storyline right now anyway, so that's fine. So I liked how they, really gave him this really good send-off. But in this episode, we're finding that he's basically saying goodbye to everybody. So they're having this send-off party for him. And a couple of things are gonna happen. The first thing is this you know what? Hold on, because I don't think I talked about this yet. Hold on. Let me see. I think I got my slides mixed up. Let me see if I want to go to this part first. I think I might have left them off. Okay, so let's go back for a second because I think I left off a slide somewhere because this conversation actually happens. As a matter of fact, let me see if they own this one. Yeah, I think they just backwards. Hold on. Why are they not going? Oh, hold on. I'm in the wrong ones. Okay, yeah, they just backwards. Okay, my bad. Okay, so I jumped to the party. So anyway, Kevin and Jake and what's his name? Papa. They are about to they're having a conversation. They're just reminiscing. And I find it funny that Papa talking about going to seminary school, but yet he passing a blunt. I'm going to throw that out there. Anyway, it's from the ground and it's herbal, but whatever. But they're just reminiscing and they're saying goodbye. And Kevin comes up with the idea to give Jake the place, like, do he want to take over the lease? So I thought that this was interesting, because in the beginning, Jake was like, I can't believe you got your place before me, and then we go on this, then we go down memory lane. And we go back to young Kevin, young Papa, young Jake, and then we have the older versions of them. How much of nostalgia was this for you, seeing where they were and where they are now? I know you talked about it a little bit, but just seeing this as they're playing through these scenes, how did you feel?
Yeah, it definitely was nostalgia. Definitely gave me the feels. Cried a little, shed a little thug tear. It kind of just brought back like memory lane and made you see how far they came from where they first started, how little they was. Kind of the same as like when we seen them at, the graduation and the prom. But now we got one of the friends actually leaving, the other friends, and him saying it was one more thing I want us to do before I go, and getting on the bike and all of that. It was really cute. I was like, oh, even how it started off with him riding the train and him having tears coming to his eyes, just getting the flashes of all of them together. Yeah, like I was here for all of that part.
Yeah, when Maisha licked his face, I said, Maisha, and I forgot all about that. Maisha was a bully boy, like a bully.
Yeah, she really was.
Okay, so let's talk about Douda. So Douda is not a person who need money. Let's just keep it real. This was never about the money for him. Douda is always collecting favors. I can't say that it's not a smart thing to do, because it is. Why collect money when you got a lot of it, when you can get something else from it? So when Darnell, it comes to bring him the money, he's short. He doesn't have enough money. And Douda instead wants favors from him, wants a favor for him, wants him to talk nice. But we know that that's not really what he wants. Like at the end of the day, what did you think about Douda flipping the script? Did you knew this was something he was going to try to pull?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to go around saying nice things about me, but I definitely knew. I think all of us knew that Douda was not going to take the money. And of course, he want to say, oh, that's not even all of it, it's half. And Darnell was pretty much like, okay, well, I'll bring you that other half, next week. He didn't really seem like he was flinching as far as the money part went, just as long as I could pay you off and you be out of my daggone son life. That's all I care about. And when he said, go around telling everybody something nice about me, I love the fact that Darnell was like, hell to the no, I ain't got nothing nice to say about you. Like, that's not what I'm about to do. No, that's a no for me, though. I definitely appreciated that he was like, yeah, nah, I'm good on that. But, it was funny when Darnell was walking away and he was like, Darnell, you're bad. So, yeah, we knew he was not going to accept that money.
Exactly. Now there was another part where Keisha got a text message from Nuck, and Nuck wanted to meet up with her. And I can't remember if it was you or Moochie who said that y'all thought that Nuck was gonna think that there was more when she reached out to him that last time. And we kind of see this in this moment. What do you think about this scene? What was your interpretation?
I was glad that she did not fall into it. She was basically like, I'm sorry if I ever made you think that it was going to be anything more, but I think she should have saw that coming. Just even the way he was looking at her when he first was apologizing at the house when they had the party and he was there. And then now you calling him up and meeting up with him again, which I didn't think was right, even though I understood why she was doing it, to be like, oh, I'm going to need you to look out for me and, Emmett. So yeah, now he's in his feelings because, of course, this was after his whole interaction with Douda and Zay and all of that. And he's just basically saying that he feel like he don't got nobody and everybody else is potentially somebody that's out to get him. So he wanted to be able to have a conversation with somebody that's not trying to take him out. And it's like, yeah, no, I can't be that person for you. And I mean, she can't. Like, sorry, no matter how much you apologize, to me, that should not be happening. So that's why I was like, well, where are we going with this whole Keisha and nothing?
Exactly. Nah, I agree with you wholeheartedly, 100%. Inga said Nuck needs to go too. Inga said he got to get up out of here. All right. So now we're gonna move on to Jake telling Gemma about this new place. Now, this was so funny because he goes to tell her about the new place, about him taking over the lease, and she automatically assumes that this is their place. All of a sudden, it became an hour really quickly. And Jake just has to stand his ground. He like, this ain't our place. Like, this is my place. Now, he does say a bachelor pad, but it was just funny. What'd you think about this and how Gemma automatically assumed that this was supposed to be their place?
I love this whole part. I say, yes, Jake, you better break it down for her. I was not mad at it at all. It was so funny when she's like, oh, we got our own place now. He like, who's us? Like, hell no, this is my place. You know, and then when he was saying bachelor pad and she was like, but you're not a bachelor. Yeah, but we're also not married and we're young. Like everything he said made sense. I don't know why she thought that they was about to go ahead and move in together. Not that I know of, they have never discussed moving in together. So that was just funny to me. You know, I can't wait to get out of my dad's house and don't have to hear him and see her no more, which I could get that. I understand that part. I'm not mad at her for that. And then of course we gonna now say, oh well, you know, I'm not gonna have sex with you no more. Then he was like, okay, so you're not gonna have sex with me because I don't want to let you move in. I just felt like he was right. Like I said, through most of this episode, he was dropping gems as far as I'm concerned. So I was on his side with this. I wasn't mad at it at all.
Inga's so crazy. Yeah, but I wholeheartedly agree with you, Inga. So now we're going to move on to this part right here because, which is probably why Inga say Gemma is hot garbage trash. Hold on, let's see. Why? Because last year she was pregnant. Yeah, that is true. Now, if they had a baby together and she was like, you know, and if they had that child, then I might see why a place together might be a thing. But the baby gone, you know, unfortunately. So, you know, we're not there. So it is, you know, it is what it is. I agree with Jake. Y'all, I still ain't watched this episode, but stay watching all the reviews. I think I've seen it all by the recaps. That's what's up. That is what's up. You're still gonna love the episode because you're gonna love all of the flashbacks, which is what makes this episode so extremely special. And so it's worth watching. So Gemma decides that, you know, she trying to help Brittany out, right? And you know, Brittany's little song is playing, you know what I'm saying? And it got a little.
I really like this song. I like the song this time around than that last one she had. I will say that.
Exactly. And the song was kind of vibing. Next thing you know, and let me just say this real quick. How Daddy gonna get mad about the dress? This outfit that she had on right here was more. I'm like, they so ass backwards because this short ass skirt that she had on. But anyway, talk about this scene. Go ahead and tell us about it.
Child, listen, when people were saying that they thought something was gonna happen between these two, I was over here like, no, I don't think they're gonna go in that direction. I don't think that's happening. I don't see it. I ain't gonna lie. Like I can, admit to what I say, and I was wrong in this case. Wrong and right, because Gemma actually didn't really, I guess you would say, go through with stuff, but she still was like doing a little teasing, flirting type of thing. Then she changed it around and was like, Jake was right about some of the things he was saying. And she said, I want to keep this professional. But then, of course, this 10,000 come into play, which that changes the dynamics of everything as well. And that just made me have even more questions. Like, where did we get this 10,000 from? How much more do we have if we can just give 10,000 just like that? Like if it was $10 and, we was just talking about we didn't have a place. Our brother don't have a place. He over here with Jack Daniels hopping on people's couches going through depression. Maybe we should be sending that 10,000 to him. Like it was just so much that was going through my head with this whole scene right here where I was like, yeah, no. And the fact that Gemma really thinks that this is just no strings attached.
Yeah, she done lost her mind. And let's be clear about it. She definitely did not shy away from she initiated that kiss in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like when she goes to turn around, because from the moment she pulled up on you when she got behind you and started dancing with you, that's when you should have been stepping back. But that's not what you did. Instead, you moved you turned around, put your arms around her, And then that's when that kid, like, so, like, you invited all of this and you wanted this. You invited it when you walked your ass over there and started dancing in front of her. Like that wasn't gonna be like, that wasn't a seduction. Come on, like, I don't know if you was just mad at Jake because he, told you the truth or what it was, but or this is just what you wanted to do. But this was crazy. So I agree, Inga. You're right. Gemma is hot garbage trash.
Yes, she is. Y'all know I didn't like her from the beginning, and I was kind of feeling bad because I'm like, oh, I don't want to feel like this about this little girl, but she always irritated my spirit.
Okay, so now we're gonna get another throwback moment, and it's so crazy because I remember, like, I have loved The Chi for a long time. Like, this has been one of my favorite shows, and I remember little Kevin and Keisha. Like, I remember them this episode with the shoes and when he went into the store. Like, I just remember them having so many these sister brother moments, and I don't know, it's just so bittersweet to see this. But I did like how they took the time to allow him to say goodbye to each person. And then we got to see, the flashbacks of each one. I just thought that was so dope. So that was cute. And then we also learned that Keisha does like Maisha for him. I thought that was cool too. So we're going to talk about this for a moment because we had another flashback from the past as well. What did you think about this flashback from the past? Because you can talk about the entire thing, both things, when Lene comes over and then later when Bakari has his flashback.
Yeah, it's crazy because you would actually think that Papa would be the one that probably would be. I mean, everybody expresses their grief and things of that nature in different ways, but Papa's actually up trying to keep busy, and Bakari's the one that's over here just, food everywhere, trash everywhere, bottle in here, and she's trying to come over there to give him a pep talk, but he's telling her, oh, you talking like an after school special. He didn't really want to hear it. So seeing Coogie, I was like, oh, shoot, that was a nice little blast from the past too, for him to kind of see him, and the fact that he supposedly took out, because of him in the first place, and then that's how his whole story opened up. It made sense that he would see him and he would be telling him, like, I never wanted you to get any revenge from me. What I want you to do is live your life. And hopefully that would be a message that, he would actually take serious out of all the, because it didn't seem like he was getting it from Papa or from Lene at this point. What I wanted to know, though, okay, because I know my mind is always going somewhere else in the midst of everything they're showing us, is those hammers still in Lene's closet? That's what I wanted to know. But
that is very,
other than that,
because it doesn't come back up, but we know it's coming back. Moochie, he probably did.
Yeah, I'm sure he was thinking, honey. Ain't no doubt about it.
Let's see. I'm still pissed with Bakari for taking Ronnie out. Yeah. Hey, Renee.
Hi, Renee.
Oh, man. Let's see here.
That I wasn't expecting to see him though, so that was cool.
Yeah, that was interesting because I was asking I said, is that the real Coogie? Because we don't know what he looked like older, but I was like, the rest of
you can tell he shaved his face.
Okay, because I was like, okay. But so next we have Gemma telling her dad and her stepmom, telling her dad and Tierra that she gonna move out too, right? Because she done got $10K from old girl, so now she gonna move out. And then we have another conversation, and when I say that this show has so many doggone conversations happening, there were a lot of conversations. And then we also see Miss Lynn Whitfield, Alicia, having a conversation with Zay, and I'm like, what is the play, Alicia? What are you cooking up? What are your thoughts about both of these scenes?
The one with Jim and her dad, he wasn't asking enough questions for me. I was okay. I mean, he started out on the right foot, is this something illegal? Because first he told her, you ain't getting the money from me to move into no damn place. What you talking about? And I know he would have hit the roof if she would have told him she was moving in with Jake anyway, but Then when she started saying like, oh, I got this advance, it's like, was it illegal? You know, what's going on? What's the situation? Why would somebody just give? I thought it was interesting that Sierra was over here talking about, oh, we don't need to know where the money come from. I'm like, no, girl, we do. Like, mind your damn business in this particular situation, because you bugging. But all she was worried about is we going to have the place to ourselves, and then we could go ahead and run around and get it in.
Okay.
So
What
yeah,
up, though, Brillo?
I needed some more questions to be asked, but he, he said he was gonna go with her apartment hunting and make sure everything was right. I was like, yeah, okay, Marcus. But also, anytime Miss Lynn Winfield is on the screen, I always enjoy it. I cracked up. She always be giving me thin line between love and hate faces, because when Zay said, "Are you flirting?" What did he say? Are you trying to seduce me? She said, "Baby, if I was trying to seduce you, you wouldn't even know till after it was over." I said, "Okay, Miss Lynn." With Alicia.
Okay, that was my favorite line. What up, Brillo? What up, Jay? Appreciate you guys coming through. Appreciate you. Yes, that was one of my favorite lines. I was like, girl, I said, okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. They don't know listen. That's that old school. That's that.
Yes, he ain't ready for it. Okay,
he ain't even ready for all that. Lives behind out of that house now that Rob is in the hospital.
Alicia yeah, she gonna do more than that. You in danger, girl.
Okay, yeah, she definitely. Okay, so this was probably one of the highlights of the episode for me, because first of all, okay, before I say anything negative, good. Before I say anything negative, I would say something positive. I'm trying this new thing. Say something positive. I'm gonna say this. Emmett had better driving skills than what I thought. Emmett was driving the hell out of that damn car.
He was. I thought he did. I will give him points for driving. He should have used that car to run Duda over, because this whole plan.
Child,
Lord have mercy.
Brillo say, Zay is a pack, whack jumpers. Yeah, Zay is a fool. Yeah, Zay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know why you would try to poach him unless you try. I guess there would be some reasons, but I don't know. I don't like Zay. I do not like Zay. But what you think about this episode? Like, not this episode. What you think about this scene right here? What you think about Dumb and Dumber?
Everything about this irritated me. The fact that Rob said, I'm not going to miss. And baby, you missed. You hit everything under the sun, okay? But freaking Duda. Not even one little shot nowhere. You missed him. You missed nothing. You was hitting the walls. You was hitting the ceiling, the floor, the car, everywhere else. I'm freaking Duda on the floor like Spider-Man crawling. I said, are y'all freaking kidding me right now? The way I was yelling at my damn TV. Like, I'm not, and then you hanging your whole body out the car. They see your face, because I knew it was you with that damn mask on. They know it was you. Freaking dumb. Emmett calling. Oh, hi, I'm going to be there. Come and meet me. Like, what are y'all doing? Oh, child. This pissed me off.
Oh man, one of the dumbest plans by far. I said, if this ain't got to be the dumbest, stupidest plan, this is because some people just shouldn't do stuff that they not built to do. And Trig told them that Victor told them that they wasn't built for this, but they didn't want to listen. But I agree with Brillo. Brillo said that Trig should have did it, and that's absolutely correct. Trig should have been the one doing this, point blank and period. No matter what Trig say, no matter, he knows that nobody is gonna be safe with Duda around. Duda should have been gone. He should have been
exactly.
That's like period. Like, that was crazy to me. But yeah, this was just crazy. Like, everything about this is stupid.
It was so stupid. So stupid. Like, I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, you can't make this shit up.
That's what I said. I said, really? I said, and you don't think that it's gonna get back to Duda that Rob has been shot, and you don't think
exactly.
I said that's why when the ending happens the way that it happens, I'm like, he ain't got no freaking choice. Like, he has no choices. If, like, point blank and period, he has to go do what he got to do when it's all said and done. Otherwise, these two finna be out of there.
For all of this, they might as well not even put those masks on and just came in there like, "Hey, Buddha." I can't.
Inga said this plan was stupid, girl. Girl. Okay. Very. So let's go to happier times now that we got Dumber and Dumber out the way. Let's go to happier times. This is the party scene when we have another goodbye. Another goodbye. He's talking to Lene, someone that he has invited into their family, someone who he has helped to put into a better situation because of all the things that was going on. And we see that they have grown this connection. At first, we thought they were going to be kind of like a little love interest, but that quickly did not.
Yeah.
That was like not the play. And they just made better siblings, you know, when it was all said and done.
Yeah.
I loved this entire scene. But let's specifically talk about Gemma and Jake, because Jake dropping gems again.
Yes, he did.
What you think about Jake when he
Yes, he did. I was loving every single time. Like she know in her heart he right, but she got mad because he was asking like, "Oh, for real? Where you get your plate? Where you get the money from?" He like, "Oh, don't even tell me. Let me guess." Okay. So now she gonna be pimping you. Like, what do you think, man? There's nothing in this life is free. The two sayings that I've heard most of my life is nothing in life is free and free shit'll kill you. It's gonna cost you one way or another, girl. Like, open your eyes. Exactly. And she's like, "Oh, so you don't believe in me?" She turned it around to that, and he's like, "Listen, take it how you want to take it. I'm just breaking it down for you."
He said, "That's fine."
Right.
Of course. But you're right about that saying, though, because I mean, even think about it. Like, even when God is Dope sends you those messages and they say that it's a free t-shirt, you get in there, you put that free t-shirt in the cart, and when you get to the end, the shipping say like $12.
Yeah, like, you're gonna pay one way or another.
Wait a minute. Like, $12
like that's the price for the shirt, right?
There is nothing that is free, period. All right, let's go to the next part right here, because this was one of my favorite moments of this. These last few episodes, I have really been seeing Nina in a different light. Actually, I low-key been liking Nina a little bit and understanding her a lot more than ever before. And this moment where she has with Kevin is such a tender, sweet moment when Kevin gives his speech, and you can feel and see the love that Nina has for her child. And I don't know, it's just, what you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I've never doubted that Nina got love for her kids. You know, none of our parents, not me as a parent, is perfect. We all human, and we all kind of learn along the way. And you know, I definitely understand her feelings of like, "Oh, my baby is going away." Like, you just getting used to the fact that he graduated from high school, and now you know he had already moved into his own place, and now he's gonna be moving to another city. So I get all those emotions and feelings, and it just was kind of a full circle moment that he's here, you know, getting emotional and giving his speech, and you know, she's getting emotional, giving him a big hug and letting him know that, you know, he gonna be all right, and she's proud of him and she love him and all of that kind of stuff. So I love that moment. All these moments with him either spending time with, you know, people and sharing little moments with them and the flashbacks, all that part was 10, 10, 10 for me. I enjoyed those parts.
Kendall said, "I love that embrace they had, but also peep Keisha watching. Was she a little jelly?" Who knows, girl? But she did kind of, you know, try to paint this picture on the last episode that she didn't feel like she got everything she needed. But as parents, we're not always going to be perfect.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we give what we can give, and when you've been
I think if we do get a, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, like, I think if we do get this second half of these 8 episodes, I don't know, that we will probably see some type of coming together and bonding between them two too. Like, you know, just because the things that Keisha's been going through now, that she's learning and seeing in a different light, and, you know, seeing her mom in a different light, they will probably have, you know, some sort of come to Jesus moment too, and a better understanding of each other. But you know, right now I think we was just focusing on Kevin, and of course she also noticed, like, where the hell is Emmett? And that's another thing. They at least could have went to the party and used that as part of their damn alibi. You missed the freaking like, child. I'm sorry, y'all.
Nah, you're right. That was one of the first things that I thought about. I'm like, y'all ain't got no alibis. Y'all ain't got nothing. But if y'all had
Nobody
been at this
seen
party,
y'all. And then Vic over here.
like,
Don't ask me. I
don't know. I'm just like, really? Is this what we finna do, Victor? Like, that's what we doing? Like, come on. Like, it is what it is. So, all right, y'all. So now we make it to the hospital. We at the hospital, and Rob has had surgery. And oh, Miss Alicia is not feeling what Tiff had to say. First of all, I feel like Tiff shouldn't have never said anything that she
never
knew,
said nothing.
but
Yeah,
she let her feelings get caught up, and she told her. Now, if he told you that she's worse than Duda, then why would you even let on that you knew about it? Because you don't believe that this woman that you're looking at, you don't believe what he's saying to you. But that's my thing, is sometimes Tiff just be talking and just be doing too much, and I'm like, ma'am, that was not what you should have said. And now you can't even be in there with him because you said all the wrong things. So it was just crazy. But she is definitely a mama bear, and not a mama bear in the sense of, I don't even know how to explain her. She one of them mamas that, girl, I don't even know. I don't want to call it love. It's just this weird, it's this, I don't know what to call it. What you got? What you got with this scene?
Yeah, Tiff was not using her brains at all. She's used to talking to him whatever way and Emmett whatever way. So I guess she just felt like she could talk to everybody that way. That was so dumb. Like we said, if Rob told you that was already as far as that part, oh, I know what you did. No, you don't say none of that part. And you just try to play it off, worry about him and be concerned about his health, so that you can stick there by his side and see what's going on and be able to be in the hospital and keep your words with this lady limited. Like, this is y'all first time that we see anyway that y'all are even actually meeting and having a conversation. So the last thing you needed to do was show too much of your daggone hands and tell too much of the business. And she was giving it to her and then told her she got to get the hell up out of here. And the fact that Tiff was trying to be like, yeah, I'm a spouse, and she was like, she lied. That had me cracking up. I can't even lie. I was like, oh, God. But yeah, Tiff was doing too much. I'm sorry. I felt a little bad for her, but then I didn't, because I'm like, you doing too much. You doing too much,
listened.
girl.
Like, she's smart, but sometimes she don't be putting stuff together. He told you that she was worse, so the smart thing to do would have been to act dumb, like you didn't know. Like, why the hell is this happening? Like, that's what I would have been, on some dumb stuff.
Yeah,
like, what in the world
I definitely would not have been going back and forth with her like, oh, I know, and he told me, and you're the reason. Like, specifically, just what you said, he told me, means you keep that, to yourself, girl. Don't mean you go out there and start saying, oh, I know what you did. Next thing you know, you're behind getting ran over.
Exactly. Because you see what her speech was right after that. Now her
speech
is like, I'm like, did she just go from loving and want her son to get up, now she wants him to get up so she can put her foot in his? Okay, Alicia.
She was like, you don't tell the family business. We keep our business to ourselves. Wake up so I can put my foot in your ass.
I said, okay.
No, wake up. No.
That's what's up. But we're gonna see that Zay is gonna get hemmed up by Duda. Zay wasn't around. He said it was his day off. Duda said you ain't never off.
Right, you ain't got no day off.
Keisha gets a phone call from Tiff telling her about what's going on, and that's probably how Victor finds out. And then Victor gets there and goes off on Emmett, and Emmett is like, look, we just trying to do what we need to do. But when it's all said and done, like, I know that it was a dumb plan, and I get that they was trying to get rid of him because they all got reasons to get rid of him. But for me, Victor should have always been the one to do this. Not Victor, but Trig should have always been the one to do this. He's the only one who's equipped enough to do this. Like, real talk, like, you shouldn't have never let these two try to go do this. Like, there's no way that this should have happened. And I'm sure you got to know somebody that could have, I don't know. It's just, I feel like there were so many other different ways of reasons that this could have went, but it all should have been Trig
I
should have.
agree. And in the meantime, not only did Tiff expect Emmett to go talk Rob out of it, but Emmett, your daddy, Darnell, also told you to sit your behind there and wait. Obviously, you ain't do that. So now you done put yourself and your family in a whole hell of a lot more trouble. Keisha done went through all of this with Nuck if your buck to ask him for protection. That's out the window. And Emmett, for you to sit here and say, oh, well, somebody had to do something. What did you do? You didn't do nothing but bring a whole lot more down on your damn head, boy. That's all you did. You made a bad situation worse.
Y'all missed, and that was the problem. Like, if you had hit him, I would have been like, okay. But y'all missed, and therein lies y'all actual problem is that y'all missed. Now let's move on to the stupidness of this. Let me tell you, it ain't really that much to talk about on this one, but I just want to know what your thoughts were, because when I saw this, I was like, okay, I see you. That's some shit I would have done. I would have liked the message and kept pushing. When she liked that message, I just fell out laughing.
Listen, a lot more grace than me. I ain't gonna lie, honey. That message, I would have been done, cursed you out. Your stuff would have been outside. My locks would have been changed. But I like the way she played it, because he was in here practicing. He really thought he was about to come in here. And then, oh God, Rashad, like, how do you send a text early in the day and then you still was approaching Tierra that night at the party like, oh, you didn't even answer my text back? Boy, if you don't get the hell up out my damn face, I couldn't believe it, yo.
You know,
so we can definitely expect Rashad to be lower than damn dirt when we get back, because he was already going down the nasty road.
Not lower than dirt, but listen, you know what's so funny about this? What's so crazy about it is that I forgot what the hell I was about to say. I literally lost my train of thought. Oh, because you were talking about the text message. He hadn't looked all day. How do you not text your girl all day long? Like, it's been a whole day, so you ain't looked at your text message to text her, and once she ain't text you not one time, to the point where you look at these texts and know that, oh, damn, I sent it. Because if you hadn't looked within the first 15 minutes or whatever it is, and it was an iPhone, I don't know if it's an iPhone. No, they don't like an iPhone. Because if it was an iPhone, you could have deleted the message and your problem was gone. Just saying. Best feature they ever made. But anywho. All right, y'all. So we're talking about this last little part. We're going to round this episode on up here. Let me see what Inga said, because I know she said so crazy. I'm going to the shot to put my foot in Rashad's tail. Josh said, how dumb can you be texting him to meet you and then miss? I know, that was so crazy. Why did they make Shad so dumb? Child, I do not know. I really don't. I don't know how he survived prison all this time.
I don't either. Serious.
So talk about this scene at the end. What are your thoughts? What did you think about this?
I mean, we knew it was coming. We was saying this the last 2-3 weeks in a row. We was like, Trig gotta come, not victim, Trig. And I mean, he was trying to hold off, but unfortunately, you can't hold off when there's a situation like this. So, you know, when he came in and started putting on his little I'm gonna have to take you out outfit, I was like, all right,
got that
get it right. Yeah. I was here for it, and then I was kind of disappointed with how that episode ended. But that's another story, you know. And then even when Fatima was trying to tell him like, "Oh, your family, and you gotta worry," I was like, "Girl, we ain't got time for that. Trig gotta come out now." Like,
exactly.
What are you talking about? Yes. And when he told her he was gonna go take a shower, I'm like, "Well, damn, Trig, really? It was just that simple." But you know, fooled you, psych. He ain't going to take no damn shower, at least not from what we can see anyway, because we don't know where they're going to take it. Now, that probably is another relationship that is going. I thought a lot of relationships got destroyed this episode.
Exactly. Let me tell you, this is what I thought. The first thing that I thought when I saw that scene was, this is where we needed Imani. Forget Fatima. Imani was the one we needed right here, because Imani would have been like, let's go get this ninja. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go get it. Forget this. When she saw Trig come out, she would have been right there, ride or die, ready to go. Fatima ain't about that life, no
Yeah, Fatima
disrespect
ain't
to her.
about that life.
Ain't
She
about that
gonna.
life, but Imani would have been ready to go and get a ninja with him, and that's why I missed her. That's exactly why I was like, dang, that's why we need Imani right now, because we could have did this and we could have kept it pushing, but
Yeah, because when he first was like, I'm going to get a shower, I was like, really? That's what we're going to do? Just take a shower and go to bed?
and you just
So
don't believe
when he
him.
went and took that underneath the mattress, like, all right now, yes, let's go. And then, next thing we see in Kevin with his book bag and his daylight. I was like, what? Like, I needed to know where the hell she went. I'm mad we gotta wait because I'm hearing that these other 8 episodes ain't even done. Like, I need answers.
Okay, I need answers too, and I just need Duda gone. Like, period. Like, let's just go ahead and get that over with
Yeah.
and be done with it and move on. Inga said Victor's Bay is gonna leave him. Who knows?
Yeah,
As far as
that's done.
oh yeah,
Take a fork
that is
in
definitely a wrap.
it.
That is definitely a wrap. But my kind of final thoughts about The Shy is that I really enjoyed seeing Kevin's last moments. I think this actor has done an amazing job bringing this character to life. We've seen him grow from a little youngin all the way up, and now he's leaving The Shy. I think they did an amazing job at really, really giving him a great send off. I don't think that they could have done a better job on this. I think they did it exactly the way it was supposed to go. There were some things that in this episode that definitely left me like in some moments, but at the end of the day, I think that The Shy came back pretty decent and strong from where they came from last season. Even though last season I enjoyed last season, but I do get the gripes of some. But I enjoy The Shy, so I enjoy it. It is what it is. It's been on for what 6 seasons at this point. At some point you're probably gonna run out of some stuff. At some point the steam kind of starts to.
For me, they can close it out. I'm not mad at it. Actually, this episode really felt like a finale, like we're just saying bye to Kev because Kev was just such a big part of the daggone show, right? So that's not no shade to them. They did what they had to do, and I'm happy for all the actors to be able to get their work and all of that kind of stuff. I was more so into like probably the first 3 seasons, 4 and 5. I was still hanging in there, but I wasn't feeling it as much. 6, I was like, okay, where we going? I was here for this, but then I started feeling like, Duda just really running out here terrorizing everybody in all the damn streets. So it's like, I would like to see him finally be taken out, but at the end of the day, I'm also just kind of satisfied with us saying goodbye to Kevin and knowing that he made it out okay. Because I was getting nervous for a minute. Like, is they trying to take him out while he trying to leave? So, even though we won't see him, he in LA as far as TV land Shy go, and he living his best life. I'm okay with that.
Exactly, absolutely. So that was the mid-season finale. I can't wait to see what they're going to cook up for the next half of it. It should be interesting enough to see where we go from here. And then I don't know. Hopefully this might be the last. I feel like
it is, Inga. Nobody has said that, and normally when it's the final season, they'd be like the final season. We haven't heard that, but they did keep it under wraps pretty well as far as Alex, the one that plays Kevin, actually leaving for real. So maybe they wanted to do the other half and then be like, final, we're saying goodbye. And like I said, I would be okay with it. I feel like they put their time in. I wouldn't be mad at it.
I think this season should be it, in my opinion. If they decide to go further, I feel like they would have to do something else. But I feel like these last 8 episodes should be the ending of The Shy. And I think if we end it now, we still go out loving, or at least for the most part, remembering, a pretty decent show. So anyway, y'all, that's what's up with The Shy. We are about to talk about Power Book 4 Force. We're about to head on over to Tamika's channel. So if you are watching Power Book 4 Force, then come join us over there so we can talk about Tommy and all the crazy shenanigans that went down there. And we will check you guys here shortly. For those of you that are watching this on the replay, definitely type in #replay. Let us know that you were here. Let us know how you felt about the season finale of The Shy. All right, y'all. Peace.